Welcome to Growth TV. I'm Carolyn Vallejo. Agriculture technology, or Agtech, has seen massive growth in recent years, and the global market is expected to double from $21 billion today to over $43 billion by 2030. Ahead of ACG's Agtech Investor Symposium next month, we're talking to Brandon Pettagrue, director of Stonehenge Capital, about the unique opportunities he sees in the sector. Brandon, welcome to Growth TV.
Thank you for having me.
Let's kick it off by talking first about what attracted your firm to the Agtech space.
Well, to be honest with you, at Stonehenge, we like mature industries that, when coupled with adding in technology, can provide tremendous growth opportunities, but also that can have tremendous impact in our environment, with nature and everything. So, frankly, when we look at this, because we are impact investors, we look to invest in companies that, like I said, have great growth opportunities, but have a greater impact beyond just the finances. And AgTech fits that narrative for us. And so we're looking now. We are industry agnostic, but we do have an interest, and we have been looking pretty intently at this sector to see what companies on a later stage type I guess, progression of their business models would be ready to take on some capital, mostly debt capital, from a firm like Stonehenge.
Clearly, you've been looking at this space. It's at least one of the focuses for your firm. But 2023 has been a tough space for investors this year, as I'm sure you're well aware. What kind of investment opportunities are you seeing in Agtech so far this year?
Well, I think what we have been focusing on have been a lot of those companies that obviously are, providing, hardware, software, some of the things that you can really grab hold of to this sector, if you will. And as you know, it's extremely broad. So from our perspective, we're looking at those firms that have a greater thesis, if you will, around AgTech that can be very inclusive of pretty much all the players, but also where you can really hone in on the insights, because that's, I think, where the value creation is when you really look at it. How can all the data and the analytics be used to not only help the farmers, but, help even the end users, the consumers, when they are looking to make decisions about the foods and all of the other things that they're going to consume.
Now, as you just mentioned, Agtech is a pretty broad sector, and we know that at the 2023 ACG Agtech Investor Symposium, there are going to be some wide-ranging conversations. What do you hope that attendees of the event take away?
Well, number one, I do think that they need to understand it's extremely broad, and learn as much as you can. I mean, I attended last year, and that was my first time attending, and it was a wonderful symposium. I think it's run very efficiently. You have all of the major players there. You have investors. You have some of the startups. You even have some of the mature companies there. All stakeholders are there. So I would just advise people who are attending to talk to as many people as you can, gain as much information as you can, and then based upon that, make some educated decisions on which direction fits your narrative, fits your mission with how you want to support the ag tech sector, because it's very broad.
Absolutely. Well, Brandon, thank you so much for joining Growth TV, and we look forward to seeing you at the symposium next month.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to joining as well.